Hi, this is Dr. Martina, your sexuality expert. The 3 laws of the body determine our actions and also make it possible to influence them. They also influence our emotions, our perceptions in our everyday life, and so in our sexuality. And this is why I want to teach you about the 3 laws of the body. And today we're going to talk about the 2nd law of the body, and that is the law of tonus, muscle tension.
Our bodies execute every physical activity with a variety of muscle tension. The range of muscle tension can be from hypotonic, which is low tone, to tonic, which is fluid, or hypertonic, which is stiff and rigid. We don't need to know what our forearm muscle is doing while we're having sex, but we definitely want to check in with our glutes, with our pelvic floor muscle, and with our abdominal muscle, because these 3 large muscle groups are directly involved with our sexual arousal. I'm pretty sure all of us are aware that the glutes are a very strong, powerful muscle, and so is the abdominal muscle. But have you ever seen a picture of the pelvic floor muscle? Look how beautiful that looks. Our pelvic floor muscle actually has 3 functions. The first is a closer function. It stops the urine and it stops the bowel movement. The second is a holding and support function that was actually added when the man started walking upright, because it holds and supports our organs so they don't fall out as we're walking down the street. And the third function is a sexual function. If you strengthen your pelvic floor muscle, it will increase your awareness of the muscles which are involved in sexual, pleasurable sensations. Humor me right now and tighten up your pelvic floor muscle. Let it go, tighten it up, let it go just a couple times. And just that exercise will provide you with pleasurable sexual sensations in your genitals. In order to move these muscle groups independently of each other, so we can increase our muscle tension or decrease our muscle tension where it's necessary, we have to be able to dissociate them from each other. And that can be learned.
Now you probably wonder, why do I need to know about where my muscle tension and what my muscle tension is doing in these 3 muscle groups? Well, let me tell you why. When you want to increase your sexual arousal all the way up to the point of no return, now that requires a certain amount of tension. Once you let go of that tension, once you push yourself over the threshold and let go of that tension, that's when you feel those muscle spasms which accompany your orgasm. Now remember, letting go, if it's physical or emotional letting go, is not easy. I'm pretty sure a lot of women can relate to that. And it actually requires the most amount of courage. When you are being stimulated but you're not feeling anything, either your own touch or your lover's touch while you're having sex, most likely your pelvic area is in high tension. That means your buttocks, your stomach, and your pelvic floor muscle. And high tension decreases blood flow, and decreased blood flow decreases sensations. So you'll be able to feel less on a high tension pelvic floor. Now, knowing what your tension is doing and being able to increase it or decrease it, whatever is necessary at will, as you can see, is essential for your sexual pleasure. So sexual arousal requires a variety of muscle tension in these 3 muscle groups. Therefore, you need to be aware of them. Most of us live all day long in a high tense body. That can be stress, pain, a very intense core muscle workout can all be the cause of that. And what we have to do is we act like we're in the fight or flight nervous system 24/7. And our system is not designed to hold that for all that time. We have to give our muscles a chance to rest. So I'm wondering, what is easier for you, to increase your muscle or decrease your muscle? Let's see. Let's do a little exercise here. Get ready. Set yourself comfortable on a chair. Make sure that your spine is straight. And what we're going to do is we're going to increase our pelvic floor. Now remember, that's the muscle that helps you cutting off your urine and your bowel movement. So start increasing it, make it tighter, keep holding, and now let go. Now let's do it again. Take a deep breath, and then try it again. Hold on to that pelvic floor muscle and just keep tightening, and maybe you've noticed as soon as you go really, really hard on it, your butt muscle wants to help, your stomach muscle wants to help. Make sure that you can possibly let those go and just stay with your pelvic floor muscle and let go. Now maybe that muscle is weak and it kind of twits a little bit and you feel like you can't hold it on. Maybe you can hold on to it really good, but you can't let it go. Now remember, the balance is what we're after. Being able to know, being able to be aware, being aware of those muscles, knowing what we can and have to do with them, and that can be learned. Just practice. And next week, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the breath, which is our third law of the body, and as you can tell probably by this exercise, has a lot to do with all of this. And I'll see you next week.